The following is a presentation of Major League Baseball Productions.
Two cities bonded by baseball.
Yastrzemski will not get it. It's over.
Bottom of the 11th, here's Aaron Boone to lead off.
A courageous performance by Curt Schilling.
It's been around forever. As long as we've played baseball, there's been Red Sox Yankees.
And for what seems like forever, one success has coincided with the other's failure.
The Yankees are going back to the World Series to defend their crown.
Move over, babe. The Red Sox are American League champions.
It's this enduring connection that has fueled this riveting rivalry, the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees.
One of the fiercest rivalries in all of sports. Boston and New York.
Probably the single biggest rivalry in professional sports.
Anytime these two teams get together, it's just hard not to feel like a playoff game.
No matter when they're played, the games are always fierce.
That is high and tight, and now Manny walks out toward the mound.
Friction creates
He's shouting angrily at Rogers.
heat.
Here we go.
There's certain people you don't like, and I'm sure there's certain people over here they don't like.
Varitek and A-Rod going at it.
Whatever type of game they want to play, we'll play.
Clemens is coming out here.
Somebody hits you in your mouth. What are you going to do?
As if this game needed any more emotion.
I'm not sure I can think of any scenario more enjoyable than making 55,000 people from New York shut up.
It's a soap opera. It never stops.
And the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Every Yankee fan,
He's in the deep right field.
kiss my ass.
They don't like each other. They never have. They may never.
Major League Baseball Productions presents the Boston Red Sox versus the New York Yankees, the ultimate rivalry.
The rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees is one word: Ruth.
Now here's an up-and-coming young player. The name is Ruth, George Herman Ruth.
Red Sox traded Ruth to the Yankees and became the greatest player maybe of all time.
The Yankees have just purchased him from the Boston Red Sox, where he made good as a pitcher.
It was a princely sum of $125,000 plus a $300,000 mortgage on Fenway Park. So the Yankees not only had the Red Sox best player, but they actually owned Fenway Park at this time as well.
No one could have guessed that Babe Ruth would become Babe Ruth.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Red Sox!
The sale of Babe Ruth was when the balance of power shifted. That was so pivotal in the history of this rivalry.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Red Sox! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Red Sox!
The Yankees Red Sox rivalry. It all began with one man and a six-figure handshake, a man they called Babe.
The Yankees have just purchased him from the Boston Red Sox, and he's slugging his way to baseball immortality.
Ruth brought such power to the Pinstripes, he went on to out-homer the entire Boston team in 10 of the next 12 seasons.
Babe Ruth made the Yankees. Had Babe Ruth done all that in Boston, history would be a little different.
Since the Red Sox made this deal, and it started a downward spiral of luck and talent and personality and everything else for the Red Sox in relation to the Yankees.
To make matters worse, Ruth and 10 other former Red Sox brought the Yankees their first World Series title in 1923. So far, this team rivalry was one-sided, but a showdown was about to take place.
They throw in where I'm swinging, and I'll be swinging.
Joe Dimaggio and Ted Williams were a splendid duo and jolted the rivalry to life in the 40s.
I never saw a better right-handed hitter and never saw a better player.
I knew his hitting, and he was the best. I mean, how could you doubt that? I couldn't be jealous over his hitting.
I certainly remember 1941, all the things that happened.
What we remember most are Ted Williams hitting .406 and Dimaggio hitting in 56 straight games, and they sort of interweave in a sense.
They also sparked some controversy when Joe D beat out Teddy Ballgame for the MVP award. Even the individual honors were going the Yankees' way. But the team rivalry never lost its intensity.
You feared them. They feared us, right?
There was always fights in the stands or something going on. It just seemed like there was a rivalry that had been built up.
It was 1949 when Boston and New York had their tightest pennant race to date.
Buddy swings and pops it up in the air. Look out, Meredith. Henry says he's got it. Tommy has and the Yankees win the pennant.
And so began an amazing 16-year stretch in which the Yankees won 14 pennants and 9 World Series.
And the Yankees have champions again.
The Yankees were just great and the Red Sox were terrible. You didn't have a great deal of rivalry back then. The Yankees just came in and beat the Sox brains out every year.
And he's in there. The ball game's over.
The rivalry kind of went in a little bit of a dormant period, simply because the Red Sox, not only were they not very good, they weren't very interesting. They had Ted Williams, and that was about it.
And then came the 1970s. And with a whole new set of combatants, this 7-decade rivalry was reborn.
Things have gotten out of hand here at Yankee Stadium.
Back in the 70s, players didn't like each other. Fisk and Munson didn't get along.
Like you had with Ted and Dimaggio then, you had the two catchers. You had Thurman Munson and Carlton Fisk, which was a perfect embodiment for the rivalry.
I hate to use the word, but there was some hatred.
There's a lot of adjectives being thrown around, hatred.
Here comes the runner.
They really did hate each other.
Lou Piniella and Carlton Fisk.
Fisk gets tumbled, comes up, sticks Piniella with the ball, and all hell breaks loose.
I didn't realize that the rivalry was as heated as it was until I got over there, but it seemed like every year we had a fight with the Red Sox.
76?
In 76, the rivalry really heated up.
Friction creates heat.
Look out.
Yeah, that was a fight.
Now I'm going looking for Nettles. Second fight.
Bill Lee got his shoulder broken.
Nettles hits me, drives me into the ground on my arm.
Nettles grabbed him by the arm and jerked him around and hurt his arm.
Class 2 AC separation, acromioclavicular separation.
He's never the same pitcher again.
I am done.
And Bill Lee is really hurt.
You know, there's some guys that you didn't mind mixing it up with on that team, and he was one of them.
And that's the rest of the story.
2 years later in Boston, a new story was written, and it was a classic.
It was just a great game. The one-game playoff, what it meant for the two organizations is just tremendous.
2 outs and 2 on. The Red Sox lead at 2-0. This is another key situation for Bucky Denton.
One of the most significant, historic games in the history of both of these franchises.
A lot of people remember where they were, and of course the Red Sox fans hate me.
But long before Bucky Dent swung his bat, 1978 was a season of intrigue.
At the beginning of the year, we had a lot of injuries. There was not really one time that we actually had everybody that we were supposed to have at their positions.
The Yankees were hurting a little bit in the first half.
And there's a line shot, left field. This ball is gone, a home run.
We had a terrific first half of the season. Everything we did went right. We just beat teams up.
The game is over, and the Red Sox win it.
Really, the biggest problem with the Yankees is the Boston Red Sox.
The Red Sox were so good and so powerful. When you got to the middle of July, it was almost boring to be that far ahead of the Yankees.
But boredom turned to fear for Red Sox fans when New York unleashed the Boston Massacre.
Line drive. Watch Willie Randolph, line drive. Munson, line drive. Before you know it, there's 6-7 runs in the first inning, the first game.
We didn't do anything right. I mean, the Yankees came in knowing that they had to win.
The Yankees sweep 4 here in Boston.
And they really kicked our butts pretty good.
The 4-game sweep at Fenway brought New York even with the Red Sox. And on the season's final day, the baseball gods made sure it stayed that way.
The Yankees have lost 9-2, a final score, and the Red Sox are 3 outs away from sending the season into an extra day. Pops it up. This could be it. Brohammer in foul territory. We go to tomorrow. We go to tomorrow.
was just as though the stars were all aligned in the right pattern, that this is the way this season is destined to end.
2 outs and 2 on. The Red Sox lead at 2-0 in the 7th inning here at Fenway. Deep to left.
The ball just slow motion, just kind of.
Yastrzemski will not get it. It's a home run. A 3-run home run for Bucky Dent.
And the umpire's doing this, and all of a sudden, what I'm looking at is 3-2.
The Yankees now win it by a score of 3-2.
It wasn't the home run that I remember so much. It was the last inning with Gossage up with Yastrzemski at the plate.
Oh, there are 2 outs. This ball game going right down to the wire.
This is perfect. I said it's storybook because here's the guy that's been here all this time. Here's the guy that's going to get the hit for us, and we're going to go on and win this game.
Popped up. That might be it. Netto's over at third base. He'll squeeze it and it's over. And look at those Yankees. They have beaten the Red Sox again, and the Yankees win the 1978 American League Eastern Pennant.
78 is really the year that sets the tone for what we have today in the Red Sox woe is me mentality among the fans, the curse of the Bambino, the idea that no lead is safe.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner.
It's one of those where you just sit there and shake your head and go, well, what happened?
Frustrated by failure to overcome the Yankees' dominance, Boggs brought his 5 batting titles to New York, where in '96 he rode off into the sunset.
And the New York Yankees are world champions. And Boggs is on a horse.
Imagine being a Red Sox fan, watching Boggs celebrate in pinstripes. And then it got even worse.
Having the opportunity to go out on the field at Yankee Stadium, I cannot wait for that moment to come.
5-time Cy Young Award winner, former best Boston Red Sox player.
The longtime face of the Red Sox was now a Yankee. Talk about a punch in the gut. The Rocket landed in New York in '99, and as destiny would have it, both teams met in the postseason for the very first time.
Pedro versus Clemens, Red Sox Yankees, folks. I'm willing to put this curse to hell, to bed, say bye-bye.
Clemens does not have very good stuff here this afternoon.
And Boston takes a 4-0 lead. He's getting a standing boo from this crowd.
That's misplaced emotion because they didn't win the series. They lost the series 4-1.
The Yankees are the hated rivals of the Boston Red Sox, and now Red Sox fans have to watch this going on here at Fenway Park.
2 weeks later, and again in 2000, Red Sox Nation was forced to watch the celebration continue.
World champions, most successful franchise. For the 3rd time in a row, 4th time in 5 years, and 26th time in franchise history, they are the world champions.
Finally know what it feels like to be a Yankee.
It's been equated to the rivalry between the hammer and the nail.
We've been playing these guys for 80 years. They cannot beat us.
There were times in the 2003 season when the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry was reminiscent of another era. And no wonder it intensified. Boston had finished second to the Yankees 5 consecutive years.
Whether it's April, July, September, it is October between the Yankees and Red Sox whenever they step on the field together.
Even regular season games always felt like the playoffs.
And he makes the catch and the ball game is over!
Once again in 2003, the Red Sox came in second to the Yanks, who won the season series 10-9. We did make the playoffs as the wild card while they whooped up on the Twins.
And the Yankees go to the American League Championship Series.
Finally, the dream matchup was at hand.
Strike 3 call, the Red Sox win it! Bring on the Yankees!
Yeah, everyone says, you know, we played them towards the end of the year. Does it get any bigger than that? Well, yeah, it does. And this is it.
One of the fiercest rivalries in all of sports. Boston and New York.
In a rematch of the '99 ALCS, we traded victories in the first 2 games. We also got a taste of what was to come.
Well, on Saturday, you're going to see a few hitters straightened up, too, with Pedro Martinez and Roger Clemens pitching against one another.
Red Sox-Yankees, Game 3, Rocket against Pedro with everything on the line.
Pedro versus Clemens, Red Sox Yankees. folks.
We got Roger and Martinez, Game 3, split championship series, American League. All eyes are on the Sox. You got to be going with the Sox. You got to be going with the Sox. This is the Sox Nation 2003, and screw that curse.
But this classic confrontation between two great pitchers took on a life of its own. Fans saw this simmering rivalry finally reach the boiling point.
That one's over his head. Garcia didn't like it.
And there is some history here. You know, Roger Clemens hit Millar, and Pedro has hit Soriano and Jeter.
Everybody's tensions were running really high at that point. And once I took the field, I think Manny was the first batter, and there was a pitch that was just up. Really, there was no intent.
Look out. That is high and tight, and now Manny walks out toward the mound. And he's shouting angrily at Roger.
He's still got the bat in his hand. He wants him, and everybody's out.
You talk about looking for a reason. Absolutely.
It surprised everybody. I was out in the right field press section. All of a sudden, my vision turns this way because I can see someone charging over to it, and I wouldn't have believed it was Don Zimmer.
Oh my gosh, Don Zimmer went after Pedro, and Pedro threw him down. Wow, is this ugly.
The fisticuffs subsided for a bit.
Here's the first pitch after the bench clears. Swung on and missed, strike 3, as if Roger Clemens said, take that.
But just when it seemed like we had gotten back to the game, chaos broke out in the right field bullpen.
This is turning ugly. I mean, I thought they went back to playing baseball, which they did for a long period of time, but now, I mean, there are just too many things going on around here.
4-3, the Yankees lead, last of the night. The Yankees one strike away from going ahead in the series.
Center field, Bernie Williams, and the Yankees have won the ball game 4-3.
They have to be stunned here in Fenway.
Whatever type of game they want to play, we'll play.
It doesn't matter if you like somebody, dislike them. We got to go out there with the mentality still to just grind this out and grind them into the ground.
And this will definitely go down as an intense and memorable day in the long, serious rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees.
I think we've upgraded from a battle to a war.
Down 2-1, we came at them with a bare-knuckle right.
Strike 3 down, looking.
And in Game 5, they countered with a left.
Makes the play, and this game is over. And maybe the Red Sox season at Fenway as well.
Now down 3-2, the Sox were on the ropes.
That's what makes this series awesome. You got two heavyweight fighters. This is almost like the World Series, really.
And we made certain that it went the distance.
The Red Sox force a Game 7 tomorrow.
And when we lost that Game 6, that's really a deflator because you know you're facing Pedro the next day.
This rematch of hard-throwing right-handers marked the 26th time these two teams met in 2003. And at this point, they led 13-12.
So far, Pedro Martinez has been outstanding.
Early on, we took the upper hand in a game where the stakes couldn't be any higher.
There it goes, a home run for Kevin Millar. And now the Red Sox with a 4-0 lead.
But Mike Mussina was brilliant as a first-time reliever, and 2 Giambi home runs made it close, at least until Big Papi once again stuck a pin in their balloon.
A lot of the air was taken out after the Ortiz home run because they had got to within 4-2, and all of a sudden, bam, it's 5-2.
Red Sox fans had every reason to believe that this was finally the year they would reverse the curse.
The Red Sox 5 defensive outs away from heading to the World Series.
But in a rivalry as intense as this one, 5 outs can seem like an eternity.
We had a feeling in the dugout we could stay close to Pedro. We would, come back and beat him.
Pedro's pitch count just kept climbing.
Nixon back. It's over his head. Jeter will dig for second.
And with each batter, they grew more confident.
Jeter rounds third. He'll score, and the Red Sox have a 5-3 lead. Back-to-back hits bring the Yankees to within 2. Grady Little comes out.
When Grady came up, the simple question was whether I could pitch to Matsui or not. And I said yes.
With 115 pitches on the night, Grady Little is going to stick with his starter.
When he's your best pitcher and he tells you, Skipper, I've got enough left in my tank, you're not going to take him out.
Tying run at the plate for New York, it's Hideki Matsui. Ripped into the right field corner fair. Bernie Williams will dig. It's a ground rule double. It's second and third.
Lozano swings, a bloop, shadow center, falling, base hit. Here comes Matsui. It's tied up. It's 5-5.
And the Yankees have come all the way back in one of the greatest comebacks you'll ever see.
It was only fitting that two teams who had battled for a century would be forced to go extra innings.
3 shutout innings from Mariano Rivera sets up the bottom of the 11th in Game 7.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. This is what made the rivalry great, but only one team could win.
My husband went to bed. He just couldn't bear it. He wouldn't even watch it.
We go to the bottom of the 11th. Here's Aaron Boone to lead off.
That inning, you know, he came to the dugout and I met him at the top step, patted him on the back, and I said, listen.
You're my sleeper pick. You know, you're the X factor of this series.
There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run.
For the fans in New England, more heartbreak.
I don't know if I've had a more exciting game than that Game 7 against the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium.
Watching that home run, I remember just turning the television set off, complete silence, 5 outs away. It was right there for us. Maybe there is a curse.
It is weird to me that certain things happen that don't seem logical. Yeah, you have to believe we're getting some help from somewhere.
We were that close to doing it, and that was the frustrating thing, is that we were that close to being that team taking this city and this tradition to the next level.
We believe in ghosts, and we got some ghosts in this stadium.
For Red Sox Nation, spring training couldn't have come soon enough.
Red Sox, here we go.
We really needed to put that season-ending loss to the Yankees behind us.
World Series here, World Series.
2004 promised a fresh start and a positive outlook.
It's just about putting a good team together, going to camp, and having a great season.
Look around, it's a phenomenal scene. I mean, fans everywhere, they flock down from the Northeast. They're just as excited as we are to get out here on the field.
Omar, is that my shirt?
And some key acquisitions, especially to the pitching staff, made us confident we could take the next step.
When we pick up Kurt Schilling and then go out and get a Keith Falk, to be on a team that can add those type of players, it was like, wow.
How many games you won the last 3 years? No, wait, how many games you won the last 3 years?
Top to bottom, this is as good a staff as I've ever been on.
Yeah. Sorry, you've only won 50-some games the last 3 years. You're bad.
Around at this roster, and I see a team that, if we stay healthy, we could be world champions. It's just going to be up to us.
That city's pulsating like it's never had, it seems, this past year, and it's going to continue. We don't underestimate them whatsoever. The things they've been able to do is brilliant, and you know, they got our attention.
But in typical Yankees fashion, they grabbed the spotlight right back.
You talk about things that happen so quickly. Aaron Boone is our third baseman. Then he has this unfortunate accident playing basketball and hurts himself. And then all of a sudden, I get a call on a Friday night, says Alex Rodriguez. I said, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 13, Alex Rodriguez of the New York Yankees.
You can't even begin to know the ramifications of this deal for the Red Sox.
This is clearly a victory for the Yankees, getting a player that was literally within hours of becoming a member of the Red Sox Nation.
What a steal. And the best thing was that it gives it to the Red Sox.
Boston and New York is always going to be a very heated rivalry. And I think I come in and I throw a little log in the fire.
Some people are calling it the biggest deal since the Yankees got Babe Ruth from the Boston Red Sox.
You know they're going to point to the curse of the Bambino. My job is to, and my teammates' job is to hopefully keep that curse alive.
As far as the curse, it's something that you hear, but I don't believe in it. I mean, you got to win baseball games.
With A-Rod, without A-Rod, this is the best Red Sox team that I've seen since being a Red Sox fan.
World Series or bust. Yeah, I know. This year, this better be the year. I'm hoping.
Bottom line, I don't think either of us are going away. You got two prize fighters here that are going to continue to duke it out, and I don't know how long I can take it.
With both teams having improved their squads, it was clear that the bar had been raised and the competition for the American League East title would be more intense than ever.
Gonna be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter.
Messages were sent. Lines were drawn in the sand.
Alex Rodriguez is drilled, and he says something to Bronson Arroyo. Here we go. Veritek and A-Rod going at it.
That's a wake-up call, man.
Schilling is right in the middle of it. Now another fight off to the side.
Yeah, this obviously heightens the anger between these two teams.
We can kill that day. If we have a fight and get killed, that doesn't do us a lot of good. We have a fight, we come back from a big deficit, hit a home run off of Rivera, and boom, we got to win.
The Red Sox win it.
That walk-off home run kind of took the Yankees by surprise. It really energized us, and it set the tone for things that might happen later in the season.
And once the regular season was over, we had won the wild card and the Yankees had captured the division. After both teams won their divisional series, the stage was set for another classic rivalry showdown for the pennant.
The two teams in the American League are facing each other in this series of the two best teams, period.
This is the series everybody wanted to see.
That's what baseball is all about. This was a hell of a rivalry.
This is the way we wanted it. This is the only way to have it.
I've never felt they were going to beat us.
It all started off because of Babe Ruth.
We haven't won in 86 years.
They're dying to win one.
Hopefully they don't win.
This isn't 1918.
Everyone's expecting us to win.
We want to win.
This is baseball.
We haven't accomplished anything yet.
We're still not where we want to be.
We got to win 4 games before they do. I'm not sure I can think of any scenario more enjoyable than making 55,000 people from New York shut up.
This is the series everybody wanted to see. The world would have been disappointed had it not been the Red Sox and Yankees after what went down last October.
A minor concern for the Red Sox. Curt Schilling walked into Yankee Stadium with an obvious limp, wearing a boot on the right foot to protect the ankle from what's been diagnosed as tendonitis.
For game number 1, that's Curt Schilling on the mound for Boston. That's the man they went after and got, their big-ticket man, to start a game just like this.
I went out to the bullpen and had probably the worst bullpen in my career. But mentally, I just shrugged it off and thought, you know, okay, it's one of those nights. I'll be fine once the game starts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Yankee Stadium.
I was horrible. They pounded every mistake I made.
It is a ribby double for Hideki Matsui.
Well, he's just physically not right. That right ankle, you can see the pain.
He has been a warrior. He has been a horse, and tonight he has been hittable.
Them getting 2 runs in the first inning and really, I thought, gave them momentum, not just for that night, but for the series.
That's a frustrated man on the mound. He couldn't believe that he did not get Matsui out.
Schilling simply didn't have it, and their hitters feasted, taking a 6-0 lead after just 3 innings.
So Curt Schilling has been pounded and knocked out after 3, and Messina has pitched a perfect game through 4.
You know, everyone talked about Schilling, and rightfully so. He's one of the best pitchers in the league, but Moose can pitch too.
Messina perfect through 6.
Messina's workmanlike effort enabled them to win Game 1 and left the man we had acquired to win these kinds of games wondering about his future.
The Yankees break through. They do the damage against Schilling.
After that game, I was almost resigned to the fact I wasn't going to pitch again, but I thought maybe that cost us the series because of all the buildup and all the hype about getting me to beat the Yankees and wanting to go out there and shoulder that.
With Pedro on the mound for Game 2, New York fans couldn't wait to remind him of his past problems with the Yankees.
I can't find a way to beat him at this point. I wish they would disappear and never come back. I wanted to bury myself in that mound. I mean, what can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddies.
But Pedro stood tall and refused to be rattled.
Got him on the inside corner. He blew it right by the bat of Sheffield.
The breaking ball, strike 3. Beautiful pitch.
Tonight he was Pedro. I mean, You know, all the things about how, you know, we manhandle them or beat them. I mean, tonight he didn't give an inch.
Pedro Martinez has responded with a terrific effort tonight. Problem for the Red Sox. Boston hitters have done nothing.
But their bats finally did break open this pitcher's duel in the 6th.
Rake to right. Backing up. This is gone. John Olerud. And it is 3-0 Yankees.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
But you left us in that game. That's all we can ask.
Discouraging losing with your 2 aces in the first 2 games.
Well, we're built on a team. We're not built on just 2 people.
And this series will head to Boston with the Yankees up 2-0.
It's huge. I mean, obviously you can't be any better than we are right now, but we forget about these 2 games and come back on Friday in Boston.
Would you classify Game 3 as a must-win?
It definitely is, because the Yankees really don't lose 4 in a row. So yeah, every game is a must-win for us now.
But back in Boston, that must-win became a certain loss, one that defied belief.
And the rout is on in Game 3 big time.
This is just an old-fashioned spanking.
It has been the Boston Massacre.
A rout of epic proportions.
A relentless attack by Joe Torre's New York Yankees. 17-6 Yankees.
It is gone.
Their only hope will be to make history, and the Yankees win 19-8.
It was disappointing for everybody, but we're not done. And I fully expect we'll come out tomorrow and play our ass off.
Now the Red Sox are going to have to come up with a rally that would go down as the best in history.
After Game 3, I don't care who you are as a Sox fan, there was no coming back from that. There's just no coming back from it. I don't care how good your faith is. My faith has never wavered in this team, and I thought we were done.
Nobody has ever come back from 0-3 to win a best-of-7 series, so I would say that the Red Sox aren't in very good shape right now.
How do you come back from this? Being embarrassed on your home diamond by your most hated rival.
We didn't have a meeting. We didn't, you know, go rah-rah. But to a man in our clubhouse, we all said, this is not how we want to go out.
We're down 0-3. We're 1 game away from going home. And the first thing on the guys' mouths are, don't let us win the night, because if we win the night, it's over.
I mean, we're down 0-3. But you know what? You cannot count the Sox out. Because if there's a group of idiots that can do it, it's us.
They literally had nothing to lose. They wanted to win a game to prove that the 19-8 game was an aberration and that they were a better team than that.
All I'm saying.
Man.
What's embarrassing?
You guys are better than this.
That had never been done. A team had never come back from that deficit in postseason.
We knew going in that it was going to be a tough series. It's not over yet, because they're certainly capable of winning ball games.
But let me tell you, don't let us win today.
And I think Terry said it great when he said, win tonight, worry about tomorrow.
Don't let us win this game tonight. Then they get Petey, and then they get Shield Game 6. And Game 7, anything happens.
When they were down 3-0 in the Yankee series, had a funny feeling, because it would have been the perfect comeback.
We'll be all right. We just don't make it easy on ourselves.
And it got even harder when they took a 4-3 lead and sent the best closer in baseball to the mound.
Mariano Rivera trying to finish off a sweep here in the ninth.
It is 4-3 as Millar settles in.
9th inning. I lead off with a walk.
He walked it. There's life for the Red Sox.
Get my slow little running butt out of there. Here comes fast little Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts is going to come in for Boston.
I had to push the envelope and be aggressive. And as nervous as I was, I want to make something happen. I think that was our only chance to win.
First pitch, Dave Roberts is gone.
Roberts is going. Posada's throw. Roberts safe.
And the minute he slid into second base safe, it changed everything. That single moment changed history for Boston Red Sox fans.
In my opinion, that was the #1 biggest play. When he stole second base, if he doesn't steal that, we're going home. Instead, we had a man in scoring position and were only 1 hit away from tying the game. And that's when the cutter didn't cut.
Roberts will come to the plate. The throw by Williams.
The Red Sox tie it in the bottom of the ninth.
And even though Mariano got Ortiz to pop up to end the inning, we had put a dent in Rivera's armor, and we're still alive.
And this one is going to extra innings. Game 4 not done yet. No Yankee sweep to report.
Unfortunately for the Yankees, anytime a game lasts more than 5 hours, you're bound to face Big Papi one too many times.
Swing and a drive, and this ball is gone! The Red Sox live to play again.
Obviously, we battled, and you know, it's tough winning extra inning games on the road, and especially in this kind of ballpark.
This is a team that never give up. And we 3-1 right now. We never know what can happen.
So we lived to see another day. And in Game 5, we sent Martinez to the mound. But with the bases loaded in the 6th, Derek Jeter appeared to give the Yankees the edge.
Line drive is going to be fair down the right field line. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Here comes the 3rd run. Play at the plate. Safe.
So 3-run score, and the Yankees are on top 4-2 here in the 6th inning.
It was still 4-2 in the 8th when they had Tom Gordon on the mound. But Ortiz was on his way to becoming a Boston legend.
Deep into the night. Way back and gone. This home run draws the Red Sox to within 1.
Then in the 9th, they got a dose of that emerging Fenway Park mystique.
Fly ball hooked to the corner down to the pesky ball
for a ground rule double, and that could have taken a run off the board for the Yankees.
Thanks to a fortuitous bounce, we escaped any damage, and our makeshift bullpen pitched 8 shutout innings.
How valuable is Wakefield to these Red Sox?
It was there again for Big Papi.
Little blooper, center field. That drops down for a hit, and the Red Sox win it in 14 innings. They're going to the Bronx.
That's all I do, hit. You know, I don't go out there and play defense and gotta worry about what I do with my bat, and whenever I get the chance, I gotta get it done.
The Yankees, I think, you really have to think about who's their Big Papi.
Each game is a series in itself. Obviously, these last 2 games have proven that. These ball clubs have, you know, both wanted badly.
This was just a phenomenal night, phenomenal 2 nights. And this is like round 13 of a 15-round prize fight right now with 2 heavyweights. It was unbelievable.
So it was back to the Bronx, where we hoped to become the first team ever to overcome a 3-0 deficit. But the Yankees had been here before, and they remained both cool and confident. What they didn't know was that Schilling, thanks to an ingeniously reconstructed ankle, would somehow be able to take the mound one more time.
I just wanted the ability to stay out on the field and compete, and I got that.
I knew he'd go out there. I just wanted him to be able to pitch effectively, not hobble around, throw 3 innings.
She struck him out swinging. Schilling's performance tonight will long live in New England baseball lore.
I was scared to death. I didn't want to fail again. Knowing that our season was hanging on every pitch, every out, I looked at it as a chance to redeem myself and keep my team alive. And offensively, we answered the bell.
Bellhorn, a 3-run homer, and the Red Sox trying to come up with impossible dream 2, have a 4-0 lead in the 4th.
Schilling's medical miracle forced a Game 7.
Tremendous pitching performance by Schilling, Arroyo, and Keith Polk, who does it again.
We've been saying since we were down 3-0 that, you know what, pressure's on them. Let's go out and make history.
You want to make history?
No doubt about it. We have a chance to shock the United States of America.
What about the world?
The world. All right, the world. There you go.
When the Yankees were up 3-0, no one could have dreamed there would be a Game 7 at Yankee Stadium. But that's what makes this the greatest rivalry in all of sports.
It's deja vu all over again. Here we go, Game 7, New York. It was like all the fury was built, you know, when we were down 3-0, and it slowly came out, and by the time we got to Game 7, it all just poured out and scored a lot of runs early.
It's a swing and a drive. This one cranked to right, and it is gone. A home run for David Ortiz. A 2-run shot.
We took an early lead, and then Johnny Damon came up with a plan.
I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew they had to get that first strike over, and when I saw it, I hit it, and silenced the crowd.
I drive to deep right. Grand slam. Johnny Damon.
And Derek Lowe made sure that our date with history would remain intact.
Derek Lowe has been sensational.
The beauty of Game 7 for me is I pitched, because watching is so much more nerve-wracking, and especially what happened last year.
We knew we had to score early and then keep on scoring.
Johnny Damon, 6 RBIs tonight,
and it's an 8-1 Red Sox lead.
And we had a convincing lead, but I wasn't going to smile until after that game.
But with a 10-3 lead in the ninth, all of Boston was ready to do more than smile.
Swinging a ground ball to second base. Pokey Reese has it. He throws to first, and the Red Sox have won the American League pennant.
To come back 3-0 to the New York Yankees, it humiliated them after years and years of them humiliating us.
The Red Sox have done it. They've pulled off the miracle. The first team ever to win a series went down 3 games to 9.
We shocked the world. We shocked the world today.
4 in a row. 4. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Get the Number 1, baby. We took it to another level. Hey, Dio. Look at this. American League champion. Oh, my goodness.
After decades of frustration, we had given Boston fans a memory to last a lifetime. And after that, the World Series was a whirlwind.
Bloody Red Sox. That is a swing and a miss.
We won the first 3 games.
He struck him out.
And then in Game 4, we lifted a weight that had been there for 86 years.
The Red Sox are within 1 out from their first World Championship since 1918.
This could be the night.
Back to full. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox world champions.
No 7th game failure this time. They can never speak of a curse again.
And even in our euphoria, the Yankees weren't far from our mind.
I'm sharing the thoughts of many members of Red Sox Nation. Derek Jeter is playing golf. This is better.
Boston Red Sox are World Series champions, and every Yankee fan, whether I know you or not, can kiss my ass.
We were waiting to win the big one. We've won it. Now we can look the Yankees in the eye. We don't look away from them anymore.
There is a swagger about me now, swagger that Yankee fans have had for years and years. Now it's my turn and every other Red Sox fan.
They can laugh at least for a year. You know, there's no curse. We can beat you, but the rivalry is no less intense.
It's always as intense as ever. I think, if anything, it's gone to even another level because it's become more of a rivalry.
They're on the same playing field now. You know, they experienced a championship last year, whereas the Yankees, it's been a while now. And some of the Yankees players, they haven't.
The first team ever to win a series went down 3 games to 9.
It's the worst loss in their history, the longest winner in their history. Any conversation when somebody's down 3-0, they will be the first frame of reference.
They have a new T-shirt out. It's called Choke, the official drink of the 2004 New York Yankees.
It's still hard to believe it happened, but it's a lot more important that they got Randy Johnson than that they did spend the winter trying to make up for losing that series.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium, Randy Johnson. You know, the bottom line is I've been brought on board to the Yankees here to help this team get to a championship, and nothing less than that is acceptable.
I think he does change the dynamic of this rivalry. He gives the edge back to the Yankees, where last year I thought Schilling gave the edge to the Red Sox.
And while they fired the first salvo in the offseason, we answered back by signing longtime Yankee favorite David Wells.
Did you ever think you'd be wearing a Red Sox uniform?
Not in my wildest dreams. You know, they got a winning atmosphere here and a winning attitude, and that to me, you know, that says a lot.
So when the teams faced off to open the season, it was rivalry 101 for some.
You know, this may be a little nerve-wracking for him tonight. He was never part of this Red Sox-Yankee rivalry.
Didn't know what to expect, and I was going to walk through the tunnel. I said, you know, I'm going to walk out and see what it's like. And I was right.
So here we go. We pick up where we left off last October, which was in this ballpark.
Strike 3. He got pumped up Randy Randy Johnson works a 1-2-3. Strike three ball.
It's not too often that Randy has bad games. We faced him enough times to know what he has, and he had great stuff tonight.
Sheffield with an RBI double. The Yankees take a 2-1 lead.
It's a long season, so it's just only one game. We're not out of it just yet.
And the Yankees win their home opener 9-2 here on a Sunday night.
Last October when you went out there tonight?
Not really, but it was good to kind of get started against the world champions and trying to start putting last year behind us.
But everyone was reminded of last year 1 week later when the Yankees joined us for Fenway Park's season opener, and we got our rings.
The Rings got a police escort here early this morning. That's how important this event is to the city.
It's everything you love about sports is in this ballpark today, whether you're a Yankee fan or a Red Sox. It's about hope and loss and renewal and what keeps people coming back.
It's more than just a championship. It's history.
Do you think you'll take a peek at the ceremony at all?
Oh, I watched some of it, yeah. I think out of respect to those guys, they beat us fair and square, so we as a team got to take a little medicine, I guess.
Welcome to opening day 2005 at Fenway Park, the home of the defending world champion Boston Red Sox.
I think the respect for the fans and the franchise was never more evident than to look over and see the Yankees on the steps, standing up, applauding the Red Sox and applauding their fans, I think was one of the great moments I've ever seen in baseball.
And then there was the greeting for Rivera, who had struggled recently against the Sox.
The Red Sox tie it in the bottom of the ninth. Home run for Veritek.
It ties the game.
It could best be described as a Boston cheer.
The fans were cheering when they announced my name, and it was kind of neat. You know, I know it wasn't sarcastic. I take it the way they handle it to me. You know, I take it with the respect. I take it with class and tip my hat and laugh.
For the time at least, everyone was smiling. But all that changed just days later.
Here comes Renteria. He will score. It's a two-run triple. An altercation out in right field. Sheffield threw the ball back in, and then something happened very quickly.
I was just going for a ball in the corner, and I went in the angle to cut the ball off, and I bent over. And by the time the ball was getting ready to come in my glove, I take a swipe right across my lip, and it kind of jarred me back, and it kind of surprised me.
Oh my goodness, right there, yeah. Yeah, the guy with the B on his hat took a swipe, and then Sheffield goes right back at him.
My first reaction was to swing, to get whatever that was off me. And I threw the ball in, and then I went back to see what happened.
And Sheffield went right back to that fan, and then quickly the security broke things up.
I hate it for that fan, and hate it for Sheffield, and I got respect for Chef too.
Was this an ugly situation that could have been even worse?
What could have been worse if I didn't hold my composure?
It's a soap opera, if you will. It never stops. When the two play, all bets are off.
And so the 2005 version of the rivalry began with fireworks. But the Yankees struggled early in the season and fell to 11-19.
Oh, what a nightmare beginning for the Yankees. How could you have a worse start than this?
It's unacceptable. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, we're going through the motions. It's like that Space Jam movie where take your powers away. That's how we're playing.
Meanwhile, we were dealing with the continued absence of Schilling and an ineffective bullpen.
Mitch swings, drills one to left, and the Rangers have won it. They have beaten the Boston Red Sox.
When teams kept leaving us around, letting us hang around, we kind of hit our stride.
A three-run home run for Gary Sheffield.
So despite our best efforts,
It's good! Ortiz and the Red Sox walk off with the win!
we couldn't pull away from them. And when the two teams met after the All-Star break, we were neck and neck, to no one's surprise.
I think in a way both teams feel fortunate for where they are. The Red Sox know they haven't played well. They know they've missed Curt Schilling for almost the entire year, and there they are sitting in first place.
People thought they were going to be in last place with the pitching in the first half. Look where we are, first place.
The Yankees sit there and say, we're up and down, wins and losses. They're 2.5 games out. They're ecstatic too.
It was a crucial 4-game series, and Schilling was back, not as a starter, but as our closer, setting up another classic moment in this storied rivalry.
I mean, this is it. Here we go.
Curt Schilling matched up against Gary Sheffield to begin the night.
Swung on and ripped toward the alley. It bangs on the left center field wall. Sheffield on his way to second. The throw is not in time.
You know, it seems like with the Yankees and the Red Sox, when they get together, the script is written before the game.
And now Schilling's going to deal with A-Rod.
As you could almost see the game coming down to Schilling and Rodriguez.
A-Rod and Schilling, not exactly seen eye to eye.
The pitch swung on and hit high in the air. The deep left center field. That ball is high, not as far. It is gone. And the Yankees in the 9th inning take an 8-6 lead.
I got beat. Because I got beat, we lost tonight.
And boy, how do you think Alex Rodriguez feels right now?
They'd win 3 out of 4, closing the gap even more and opening the door for another furious finish.
Big time in New York. 55,000 for every game, Yankees and Red Sox.
Go Yankees!
When that September series began, New York was in an unfamiliar position of underdog, trailing us by 4 with just 23 left to play.
And every game vital, especially to the Yanks.
I'm up early, try to get myself some breakfast in. Usually I go down to the diner, trying to get myself into that state of mind of visualizing myself pitching to certain hitters, certain different situations.
It'll be Gordon against Varitek.
Then when they come up, it's almost like I've already faced them. I've seen that situation before.
Varitek's now the tying run.
Facing the Red Sox, it's always been a battle.
Swung on, double play ground ball to Cano. Flip to Jeter, 1, on to first, double play.
And Gordon gets out of trouble.
This is the time for a lot of players on our team to shine.
They're on their feet.
Rivera deals. He struck him out swinging. Ball game over. Yankees win.
What an important start it is for Curt Schilling today.
They score a lot of runs, but not enough runs to support a bad pitching staff. They've needed somebody to step up. They've needed Schilling to step up.
After a month as our closer, Schilling was back in the rotation and hoping for some quick runs.
It always makes a difference when you have a lead early in the game, especially playing either one of these two teams.
What a shot by Manny Ramirez.
Because it's going to be next to impossible to shut either one of these teams out.
That fastball at 94.
Curt Schilling is pitching a one-hitter.
Schilling and the Red Sox Nation having it their way today in the Bronx.
Hopefully we come out and win this game tomorrow, but the worst we're going to leave here is a series up on these guys. And this late in the season, that's a big deal.
If the Yankees lose today, their chances of winning the division realistically are gone.
It's a hugely important game.
Can he match Schilling? His ex-teammate yesterday did what the Red Sox got him to do.
He's been good, but they didn't buy him to be good. They bought him to be real good.
Randy Dandy deal.
He struck him out. Johnson is pumped up.
97.
That game is the single most important game in the American League East this year.
Got him.
Because the Yankees were buried if they lose that game.
Wow. What a game. They trail now by 3 with 20 games to go.
This season also had a subplot when the top 2 MVP candidates emerged, David Ortiz and A-Rod. 11 times to date, a Yankee and a Red Sox player finished 1-2 in the MVP voting. The most recent was in 1986, when Roger Clemens beat out Don Mattingly. Before that, 1978, when Jim Rice captured the award over Ron Guidry. Who would win in 2005? It was anyone's guess.
If you're just going to go on the best all-around player in baseball this year in the American League, it's hands down been Alex Rodriguez.
And there goes the deep left center. It is gone! An A-bomb for A-Rod.
If I were voting, this would be a no-brainer. David Ortiz is the best hitter in the league. He's the reason this Red Sox team is where they are.
Look out. Fly ball. He does it again.
They'll give it to A-Rod, because they'll bring up the whole DH thing.
A-Rod's got defense. Ortiz has got team leadership and all those RBIs in key situations. It's going to be a very, very, very close vote.
And here is Alex Rodriguez.
I would hate to be pitching against A-Rod.
A-Rod leads the American League with 17 game-winning RBIs.
You see how big he is when he bats up? He's like one of those cartoon characters.
Grounded through the left side for a base hit. Jeter scores. A 5-run ninth inning, and the Yankees come all the way back for a thrilling win in the Bronx.
I would hate to be pitching against Poppy, too. Poppy come up with his bat. He's just ready to hit.
Big Poppy hits it to deep right field. Big Poppy and the Red Sox walk off with the win.
You couldn't ask for 2 more divergent cultures in all of baseball.
Dude, are you going to be talking over
On the one hand, you have the Red Sox where anything goes, and they kind of thrive on that. And with the Yankees, it's totally corporate and very conservative. They seem to thrive on that also. They're clearly the 2 best teams in their division, if not the league. I think if things go as we think they're going to go, they'll probably have a rubber match in another ALCS this year.
And the schedule maker had a delicious sense of irony, having them play the last 3 games of the season. Almost seems like a divine right.
And to ensure those final games would mean something, both teams picked it up a notch.
Nixon lines it into right. The Red Sox walk off with the win.
Everybody's hitting tonight.
A grand slam for Gary Sheffield.
A home run, David Ortiz. 5-1. The Orioles go up. That's the reason for the loud cheer here at Fenway Park. They all scoreboard watching.
See ya!
The pitch. He struck him out swinging.
Yankees have a 1-game lead with only 4 games to go, and 3 of those in Boston.
We just need to try to win some games before that series starts.
Ortiz grounds it into left center. Here comes Damon. Here comes a win.
Big Poppy does it again.
Red Sox able to stay the 1 game behind the New York Yankees before their arrival here tomorrow night.
After 159 games, it all comes down to this weekend.
Both Boston and New York had 3 games left in 2005 to determine their postseason fate. It was a scenario much like the one that took place in 1949.
In 49, the Red Sox had a 1-game lead going into the final weekend and went to Yankee Stadium. And obviously they weren't able to win any of the games there, which is the reason why the Yankees won the pennant.
Vic Raschi forces Bertie Tebbets to lift a high pop-up, which Tommy Henrich smothers for the final out, and the Yankees win the American League pennant as the fans and players go wild with joy.
And so far, it's almost an exact mirror image because the Yankees are 1 game up coming to Fenway Park this time around. 3 games are going to a game of each other the last weekend of the season. There's a lot of parallels.
The Red Sox and Yankees ready to clash.
Let's go Yankees!
Why are the Red Sox going to win?
I think it's because we don't have no more curse.
You know it. Whoever made the schedule now is looking like a genius.
It's the master plan. God's way. Yankees Red Sox.
Everything changes in the next 24 hours.
Game 1 of the 3-game series.
The Red Sox, the Yankees, we're ready to go.
Both MVP candidates played a role early in Game 1. A-Rod scored a run, and Ortiz forced the Yankees' hand.
Well, Boston's vote is clear. 47 homers, 146 runs batted in.
The MVP chant going, and now the booing will start. Ortiz will be given his 9th intentional walk.
I think that it would be wise for the Yankees to pitch around you and make Manny beat them.
If I'm a pitcher, I won't take no chance with Manny. Like I said yesterday, my name is a box full of surprises.
Manny lines it into left field, a base hit. And the Red Sox have him loaded.
Ortiz points at Ramirez. Ramirez points at Ortiz.
What we got? Come on, bring it, come on.
Jeter chops it towards short. Renteria with a throw to first, and the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox and the Yankees are now both 94 and 66.
We won, and we knew we had to win tonight, and we know we have to win tomorrow. It's not over.
2 teams have a lot of history, but history been changing lately.
2 games left in the season.
It's been a playoff atmosphere for us for the last week, just knowing where New York is at, where we're at. These two games is what baseball's all about. From a fan's aspect, you got to love it.
Yankees suck! Yankees suck! Let's go, Yankees!
From a player's aspect of it, you wish you had a big lead and didn't mean anything coming down these last two and you had everything clinched up, but that's why you play the game and you love it.
It's a beautiful day. It's a great matchup. We've got Randy Johnson against Tim Wakefield with these two teams tied after 160 games.
Johnson was gunning for his 5th win over us this year. And though he's normally a Yankee killer, Wakefield didn't have it.
There's a shot into left field. A-Rod goes deep all the way out onto Lansdowne Street. 3rd home run allowed by Wakefield. 7-2, the Yankees on top here in the 5th.
2 out, 9th inning, 8-4 Yankees.
Two teams started the day tied. 94 and 66. Here's a 1-2. Damon chops it to Rivera. Waits for it. Throws a fastball. And the Yankees, for the 8th season in a row, have won the AL East.
Good job. Good job.
Dating all the way back to 1998, they had finished 1st in the division, something no Yankees team had ever done before.
Well, this is one step to what we're looking forward to, the big picture. It's good to celebrate on this field, and now we got to get to the playoffs, and hopefully we can take it to the World Series.
The Red Sox have their sights set on the wild card. If the Red Sox win tomorrow, they're in.
The main thing is to get into the dance. You got to get in the room, get in the party, and then we'll see what happens. We tried to win the East. It didn't happen, and now we got to find a way to get W tomorrow.
AL East champs. Y'all better know that.
With the Yankees winning, that meant we had now finished 2nd in the division 8 straight times, and we still hadn't secured a wild card spot, needing a win or a Cleveland loss to get in.
Well, the good news for the Red Sox is if they win today on Sunday, they'll get into the playoffs. The Yankees are playing for home field advantage, so it's not like the Yankees won the division championship and they're going to come out and take this day off, so it's not going to be an easy day for the Red Sox.
Here we go, game number 162 of the 2005 season.
We took an early lead, but it really didn't matter by the 5th inning because Cleveland lost and we were in.
Well, great news as the Red Sox headed back to the postseason. See what the crowd reaction will be here when it comes up on the board.
The regular season is over.
The defending world champions are headed back to the postseason.
I'm very proud of everybody in this clubhouse. It took more than 25 guys to get here, considering what happened with our team throughout the course of the year, and it took all 162 games to get in, so it's especially a sweep.
Is there part of you that would like to face him again in the ALCS?
Absolutely, of course. That's it's inevitable. We know to go where we want to go. We probably have to go through Boston. They're the world champs, and they probably know they have to go through us.
But for this rivalry to resume in the LCS, we'd both have to get through the 1st round, and that proved to be a daunting task.
If you look at the big picture, a lot of respect towards the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, tremendous franchises. But you cannot deny that in any given moment between the 2 white lines, anybody can beat you.
Ball again by Chicago. Got that high.
The White Sox have won game 1.
And it's chopped toward 3rd. Easy throw. A-Rod drops the ball.
Wow, what happened to A-Rod on that one? The Angels have tied the series.
Off speed, Graffinino.
Oh, no! Through his legs. Everyone's safe.
The White Sox need one more win in this series to advance to the American League Championship Series.
And that ball is way out of here.
Randy has nothing tonight.
Guys, nothing. Let's go. Fighting for their playoff life. Swinging a ground ball to the 2nd baseman. Iguchi to his right, gloves and throws, and the Red Sox season is over.
Yankee fans cheered the news of our demise, but they wouldn't cheer for long.
Ground ball toward 1st, diving stop. Erstad, underhand to Frankie. The ball game is over.
Boston and New York's 3rd straight date in the LCS wasn't to be.
We just weren't good enough to win it again.
I'm just terribly disappointed. I don't think I've ever been more disappointed in the final score.
Really difficult right now to think that your season's over.
Johnny, what are the odds that you're back with the Red Sox next year?
I hope I'm back.
I fell in love with Boston. So hopefully I'll be here for a long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the New York Yankees, Johnny Damon.
I think the rivalry is always going to be great. It's about playing a game where you have fans passionate about both teams.
Off-season one-upsmanship is nothing new to this rivalry. But while the uniforms may change and the past may fade away, the passion of those fans never dies.
Players come and players go, but you know, the fans stay the same through their lifetimes, and then they pass it along to their kids, and then they pass it along to the grandchildren. And that's really the way it's been for 102 years with this rivalry.
I think it's still a rivalry because fans really set the tone for the whole game. And I think the Yankees and the Red Sox feed off their home ballpark. And because it's so important to the fans, it becomes a little bit more important than any other game for the players.
It's the fans that make it special. You know, it's New York, Boston. We're only 200 miles apart. I think the New York fans are as concerned about it as Red Sox fans are, because it seems like Red Sox fans have all been chasing the New York fans.
You talk about the curse of the Babe. I mean, it goes all the way back to where Babe was traded to the Yankees. It hasn't settled since that time. It'll never be settled, no matter who wins, who loses, or whatever. It's always going to be the biggest rivalry, as far as I know, in baseball.
The Yankees haven't won a championship this millennia. This is the Red Sox millennia. The Yankees had last century, but we got the third millennia.
Do you think you're going to beat the Yankees?
We better. If not, we're in deep trouble.
In my dreams. Best friends forever. Best rivalry. Best friends, best rivalry. And we still love each other.
You're for the Sox. Not the Yankees, you're for the Sox.
This is where the curse is going to start all over again.
I still believe they could beat the evil empire.
Yankees are #1. They're the best team that ever played this game.
It's easy to be a Yankee fan. It's hard to be a Red Sox fan. What are they going to be miserable for? Get those Yankee fans right there. Go Yankees! Go Yankees! I came here from California to see my Red Sox beat the Yankees.
We're a close-knit team now, guys.
Yeah, we are. Look at
I can't believe Bubba's on the mic.
It's a match. It's a match.
Bubba Crosby's on the mic. He's hot.
This Yankee loves the Red Sox.
Peter, what would Johnny do?